Welcome to the Christian Success Show, the show that helps you achieve more success in every area of your life. I'm your host, Wes Young. Thank you for joining me today. The Christian Success Show is brought to you by Christian-Success.com. Visit Christian-Success.com to join the community and check out the special $7 deals designed to help you achieve big success in specific areas of your life. If you want personal help achieving more success, you can find out how to work with the top Christian life, success, and business coach and consultant at Christian-Success.com/coach. Now, let's get started with today's show. Today's show is Use StrengthsFinder for Success. And StrengthsFinder is a book and an online website that you can use to identify your strengths. And this can be important and be a great help because so often we don't really understand what our strengths and or our weaknesses are. But once you identify your strengths, then you can start focusing more of what you do in the areas where you do have strengths to be more effective. Now, where this comes into play when you're talking about achieving more success, which is what we usually talk about on this podcast, is when you make a plan to work towards the success that you want to achieve, you have some different choices, different ways you can execute the plan, even different ways that you can develop a plan. And when you develop a plan that utilizes your strengths, then you're going to achieve success faster and you're going to have an easier path towards your success instead of fighting through things that you aren't as strong in. So let me tell you a little bit more about this and how it works. This was formerly called the Clifton StrengthsFinder. Now it's the Gallup StrengthsFinder or StrengthsFinder by Gallup. You can buy a book by Tom Rath, and the book is called StrengthsFinder. There's an S after strength. It's not strength, it's strengths, plural. StrengthsFinder 2.0 by Tom Rath. And if you buy this book, it explains the entire system, and it also has a code in the back that you can use for an online assessment which will identify your 5 top strengths. Now, the way these strengths are divided up, they're basically in 4 different areas. You have the first area is strategic thinking. The second area is relationship building. The third area is influencing. And the fourth area is executing. And everyone is unique. And some people will have one in each of these 4 areas. Some people will have more in one area than the other. For example, I have 3 of my top 5 strengths in one area and then 1 each in 2 other areas. So there's one area of these 4 that I don't have any of my top 5 strengths in. And I'll go over my top 5 strengths quickly at the end to give you an idea of how this works and how I use it to help me with my work, my businesses, and on my path towards achieving my success goals. So here's an idea of what the different strengths are in each of these 4 areas. Under strategic thinking, here are the possible strengths: analytical, context, futuristic, ideation, input, intellection, learner, and strategic. Under relationship building, adaptability, connectedness, developer, empathy, harmony, includer, individualization, positivity, and relator. Under influencing, activator, command, communication, competition, maximizer, self-assurance, significance, and woo. Executing, achiever, arranger, belief, consistency, deliberative, discipline, focus, responsibility, restorative. Now, you probably know what some of those words mean, and you probably aren't sure what others mean. The good news is, if you pick up the book, the StrengthsFinder book, it has sections that cover all 34 of those things. For example, if you analytical, it gives you a couple paragraphs about what analytical means, and then it has a quick explanation by 3 different real people that are analytical, and then it gives you several different ideas for action if you are analytical, if that's one of your strengths. And then finally, it gives you a few quick points about working with others who are analytical. So if you're working with someone closely that one of their strengths is analytical and maybe you're not, then it shows how you can work with them most effectively. Now, you can go right to the website that's, once again I said owned by Gallup, and buy this test that you can do on the website. But generally, it's more expensive to go right to the website. So if this is something that interests you, I recommend buying the StrengthsFinder 2.0 book and then using the free code in the back of the book in order to take the test. Now, once you take the test, then it'll identify your top 5 strengths, and you can also print out some information about your top 5 strengths. Now, I'll warn you, once you do this, they're going to try to sell you a report that covers where the rest of the 34 different possibilities you rank on each of those areas. I don't think you need that. If you want to spend the extra money, that's fine. But I really think if you focus on your 5 strengths, it can really help you. Now, let me give you a quick example of how this has helped me. I picked this book up several years ago. I took the test and I got my top 5 strengths, and it's not important what mine are. Yours are going to be unique to you, but I'm going to give you mine to give you an idea of how I use them on my path towards working towards success and in my businesses and things like that. The first thing is I have 3 of my top 5 strengths under strategic thinking. And looking back over my life, this makes a lot of sense based on what the things I have excelled at. Strategic thinking. I do a lot of work with businesses and business owners, helping them as a consultant or as a coach figure out how to improve their business. This is strategic thinking. So I'm very good at that. That's why I've gravitated towards those areas. The 3 things under strategic thinking that are 3 of my 5 strengths are analytical, ideation, and learner. I'm a lifetime learner. I read a lot of books. I do a lot of study. I enjoy that. Ideation, I come up with ideas. I help people come up with ideas, refine their ideas. And analytical, I can look at situations. I can look at a business, for example, and figure out what's going on and analyze it and figure out what to do to improve it. I have one of my strengths under the executing header, and that's deliberative, and that kind of goes back to the analyzing and things like that I've already mentioned. I deliberately go through the process and see and analyze. The last thing I have is relationship building, and it's called relator. I have a strength of being able to relate. Once again, this makes sense. This is why I've gravitated and do so well in consulting and coaching with others, business owners and other people, even if they're not in business, because I can relate to them. So, therefore, because I know these 5 things are my strengths, most of the things I do are working within these strengths. Another example is this podcast. I'm using my strengths to share through the podcast things that can help others, because I can relate to others. I'm analytical, the ideas. I'm sharing some of the things that I've learned, and I'm deliberately going through each outline as we go through each show. So I suggest, if you have any interest at all in this, going and picking up the book. Now, I don't recommend buying this book used, because the code in the back is only good for one use. So usually if you buy the book used, the code has already been used and it's going to be a waste. So you need to buy, this is one of the few books you need to buy a new copy, and then read the book. Use your free code in the back to get your top 5 strengths, and then go back and read the areas in the book again that cover your top 5 strengths, so you can learn how to use them to help you achieve the success goals and the success vision that you have in your life. I want to sincerely thank you for joining me today. I know that you have plenty of options on how you spend your time, and it's an honor you're letting me help you achieve more success in your life. God bless you. Don't forget to check out the special $7 deals designed to help you achieve more success in specific areas of your life at Christian-success.com. If you want personal help achieving more success, you can find out how to work with the top Christian life, success, and business coach and consultant at Christian-success.com/coach. Have a blessed day.